Hey guys, this is theradman, and what am I doing? I'm high up in the air. I appear to be doing something random. If you guys don't know what this is, I will tell you in just a second. Um, yeah. So we have a little bit of a problem with the mob system. It doesn't do Endermen. The problem is it can't process them. So I am using a different design up in the air this time. It's a stacking tower design, and it works. I've used it in the past, and I'm going to modify it so that it can do Enderman. And it's actually quite easy. I will explain to you guys how to do it, and we're going to start by making the pads. Now, normally I would make a full outline, but I have messed this up enough times trying to build it without making the pads first that I've learned from my mistakes. Okie dokie. 1, 2, 3. So what you want to do is there are 4 parts to this pad. The first one is the shape. The second one is the actual pads. The third one is the water streams, which are very, very important. And the fourth one is how high you make it. Now, this is exactly, I believe, 20 blocks above my where I'm usually at if I'm like running my quarry and stuff. So it's within range of me almost all the time. Now, what I'm doing now actually is I'm laying out the pads, and this step is very important. It can either help you or it can really, really hurt you if it's not done properly. Now, what you'll want to do to first start out, I'm going to explain this as if I'm going to explain it using this side, is you'll want to start at the center, right where you want your mobs to fall down, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks out. Now, after you're 9 blocks out, you want to go to the ninth block and put 2 blocks on either side of it. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, after those blocks are down, you'll want to bring them up 1. Now, this is where your water stream will be. Now, you're going to want to go out 3 and raise this 3. And there should be 4 more blocks before you get to the center. Now, these pads are 3 by 3s. So, I have a jetpack on. And you'll just want to lay them out so that you can walk around in this one by one path. Now, there are probably some of you who are saying, well, if those are 3 by 3 pads, but you only have 1 wide water streams, how does it handle spiders? The answer is it doesn't. This system does not do spiders. You could probably modify it, but it would be a lot harder to build, and it would take up a lot more space in the air. Which, depending on how you... Like, I really like the look of a finished one of these from the bottom, but I don't know if I'd like the look of a modified one. Now, we are just going through, and I didn't add all the little side things, but I have determined that this shape is the shape that we want. One mistake that I can tell you about that you'll want to avoid, that is easy to make, is you'll want to make sure you don't actually accidentally go 10 blocks, because if you build your entire frame but it's 10 blocks instead of 9, you will end up having a disastrous result. You will have to go through basically the entire place and delete 1 block from the outside. Now, I'm just going to outline the side of my pad. If it gets a little bit confusing because I'm doing this in cobblestone, I'm sorry, but you will be able to tell really soon. So because of how much time, I don't want to devote the entire episode to this system. So we're going to just complete one side of it. Now, what you'll want to do is you'll want your pads to be 2 blocks high. That way when the mobs fall into the water, they can't jump out. And then what you'll want to do is just go along and above your water stream, place a block. Now, if you go 2 blocks up, this layer here is the spawning space. Now you have 4 additional spawning spaces per, actually 8 per layer if you do it this way. If you raise the walls on either side of here and here, and I would fill in this if you're worried about the looks of the system. And a mob can spawn here, it can walk off and get caught in the water. Now, the good thing about this system is that you use up materials that if you don't have a setup like mine where you can infinitely destroy cobblestone, and you have so much cobblestone you don't know what to do with, this is a good way to get rid of it without sacrifice. This is a good functional use for it. Now, to enable Enderman spawning, you'll need to go up a 3rd layer. Now, this system will work with either with Enderman and all of the other mobs. The 3 tall just makes it so the Enderman can spawn, and then you want to put a roof on top of here. 1 second. And then to complete it, you'll put the roof, and in the center of each of these pads, if we were in a crafting table, you could put this cobblestone here and make a slab. And what you do is you just put 1 slab right here. That will disable spiders, and I'm going to complete the pad off camera and then I will show you it working. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. So I remembered that I kind of forgot to show you guys how to do the water streams before. So I figured I would grab my water bucket and do that while I remembered. So what you do is you simply go along at every little place that that is covered over, and you place a water source block. Now, since all of these streams are 8 blocks long, they will all stop right in the middle. So yeah, and you'll need 8 buckets if you want to do this all in one go. As you can see, I am short 1 bucket. I'll probably just go make a new one, because what I like to do is I like to have enough buckets that I can just carry them around and then fill them up, because now that I have a jetpack I can easily get in and out of this thing. And yeah, so what you do is you just break the center block when the level is done, seal it up on the top, and that would be 1 level of the mob system. And I am going to show it working. I just need to finish going around like this. And yeah, I don't really have anything to talk about because not really much is going on. I'm going to record more farming sim though, because I've kind of neglected that, I noticed. And anyway, I'll be back in just a minute when it's up and running, and I have something to show. Oh yeah, so the reason I would build this one also is because you can always add layers to it, and you don't lose, like, it doesn't take time to transport the mobs around. Like, I'll just show you. I marked out the spawning pads down there using those pillars, and all of those are nice. The only problem is the time that it takes to actually move around the mobs underground. And this basically makes it so that you can reliably have a constant flow of mobs. And yeah, I'm just going to hook this one directly into the system. It's just going to be, there's just going to be a glass tube. and then this is just going to drop straight into the not into the crusher, but into a water stream, into the water stream that comes out of down. I'll just show you. See, it's gonna drop just right in there, and that way the mobs will all be in the same place. And yeah, I believe that. Oh yeah, Etho designed this, by the way, in case I forgot to mention. And I believe if you have Endermen spawning, I think if you build like 5 or 6 layers, you can usually go about 5 or 6 layers into the sky before you're out of spawn range. And if you don't know what the spawn limit is, whenever you are 20 something, I think it's 21 blocks away from a mob, they can spawn. And I believe that ends at like 30 blocks, but I'm not sure. There are videos that explain it better than me though, so I'd suggest watching one of those. So I'll see you in just a second. Hey guys, I am back, and we are below the tower. We are waiting to see if it will spawn anything. I think I need to empty out my jars. Yeah, I just emptied it out, so I'm hoping that they'll start spawning soon. My biggest fear is I may have miscalculated the height and it might not be able to actually spawn anything. Let's just go see if we can hear anything from in here. Hello? Anyone? I don't know. They may just be being slow to come up or to spawn. Okay, we're getting some definite underground ones. You see, the important thing to remember is that even if this above ground one doesn't work really well, if there's a chance that we can spawn Endermen, that's still really good, because what I could do is I could hook like a lava dispenser up to this, so it'll automatically kill everything but Enderman, or something along those lines. But anyway, I was thinking that the first official test would be a little more exciting, but I guess I forgot that when... Oh yeah, if you look on the minimap, you can see that basically every mob is spawning down there inside of that area that I can't quarry because the mob system is there. As you can see, basically everything except for that skeleton is contained in there. Just something kind of cool I noticed. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, jetpack's out. Yeah, I'll recharge my jetpack and I'll just watch. I think if I add another layer onto it, it might help. But I think the main problem with the upper mob system right now is the below ground mob system. I mean, it's basically attracting every single spawn that it can attract is what it's doing. And I'm just needing to check this because I want to make sure the scrap's filled up. That's the other thing. Gotta watch this scrap. The scrap will fill up really quickly if you're not careful. There, that's fixed. Yeah, let's grab my jetpack and we'll go check. What I might do is oh yeah, I also made the tube out of glass viewers. I'm thinking of going into peaceful really quickly. Because when I've been doing like the tunnel-borne stuff, I've been in peaceful. And I'm thinking of going into peaceful and switching out this glass for the glass viewer. Because, I mean, it looks a lot nicer, in my opinion. Because, I mean, I like that as opposed to this, because this kind of hurts my eyes. There's a hole in the tube. Since when is there a hole in the tube? I wasn't aware there was a hole in that tube until now. Anyway. Yeah. But it's a really efficient system. I think that the problem is there's just, compared to how many spawning spaces there are underground, there's just probably not enough above there. But I'll add another layer onto it because my main goal is not to necessarily spawn them up there. It's to get Endermen. And if the Endermen die because of the water streams up there or they teleport out, I can kill them. But if they die up there, there's also a chance that they'll just drop the Ender Pearl and it'll fall here where I can collect it. Anyway, I've actually not sure how much time this episode's taken up just because I am really behind on editing. Like, I am 2 or 3 episodes behind on editing when I'm recording this. So, I'm not sure how long I've been recording for. But, I'm going to say that I'll see you guys in a minute, and I'll at least tell you guys whether this is going to be the end of the episode or not. So I'll be right back.